Nissan is back! Nissan is back! I should tell you that way itself because we have the all new Nissan Magnite with us, the all new compact SUV which is completely developed, designed and everything done from India. That's a proud moment, right? So the all new compact SUV is going to get launched in another 10 days to be very precise, and this is a very special product for Nissan if you ask me. So we have already done a small preview video of the Magnite where we have showcased all the exterior features, design elements as well as the interior. So now we are going to take you through a quick drive review of the Nissan Magnite. We are in Chennai and we are driving the 1 liter turbo manual variant. We will also be driving the 1 liter CVT variant, guys. So stay tuned, let's kickstart the review, and before that please subscribe to our channel and also hit the bell icon so that you will get all the notifications, and please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
We have already done a detailed walk around video of the Magnite. If you want to check out that video, please go to our channel and take a look. So here I'll be quickly telling you about the exterior design elements first. So if you take a look at the Magnite, it's quite striking looking design, right? So even though the front face looks like an enlarged Datsun's hatchback sort of design, the Magnite sure looks very striking in terms of the bold SUV lines, and with those LED biprojector headlamps and LED DRLs along with LED fog lamps, the Magnite gives you a very premium and proper SUV sort of look. From the sideways you have these bold wheel arches, and from the back also it looks very premium if you ask me. So the best part about the Magnite is that it doesn't look like a compact SUV at all. It comes with 205 mm of ground clearance and a very decent 336 liters of boot space. From the outside you get functional roof rails, chrome door handles and a 360-degree camera as well. I just have to complain about the camera clarity, but nothing apart from that. On the whole, the Magnite looks like a proper SUV. It even gets dual tone colors available. So coming to the interiors, it gets a bold steering wheel which is pretty nice to hold, and you get a LCD touchscreen system, and overall the interior is very spacious. I think this will be the most spacious compact SUV if you ask me, because of the cleverly designed interiors. All black interiors is pretty easy to maintain, and the best part about the infotainment system is that you get JBL speakers and also the first in segment wireless connectivity option for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well. The Magnite gets wireless charging option as well, which comes along with the tech pack, which can be installed in any variants starting from the middle variant. So it includes a host of new features along with ambient lighting, high-end speakers and all. Overall, the Magnite is a spacious SUV which is also tech loaded, and the tech pack gives you the option to install the high-end options even on a base trim. So the seats are pretty much comfortable if you ask me. Right from the front row, it gets the best shoulder room between the couple passengers, and coming to the rear seats, it's actually it can carry 5 people in utmost comfort because there is enough amount of shoulder room, there is enough amount of leg room as well. So the seats are pretty comfortable. On the glove box department, it's actually the best in segment. You get 10 liters of glove box. Only thing is that it's not a cooled glove box. So on the rear you get 2 cup holders on the handrest and also a first in segment mobile holder. Overall, as I told you, the Magnite is a spacious 5-seater compact SUV. It's not as cramped as other compact SUVs in the segment, and the seats are pretty much comfortable for long journeys, and that's the best part about the Magnite, because you can use it for your long mile munging weekend drives, and you will not need another car to do that. It's not just a easy car to drive inside the city, it's also very much comfortable to drive on a long journeys. So the things I don't like about the Magnite is the door locks looks way old school, because it looks like straight away taken from the Maruti 800. And the other thing is the digital instrument cluster. I'm not a big fan of the digital instrument cluster. Of course, that's the modern bit, but still, if you look at the instrument cluster, you feel like, you know, the graphics and all is not so good. So an analog meter would have been much more nicer if you ask me. That's my personal opinion, guys. So it displays a host of information, and it also gets tire pressure monitoring system. So even though I don't like the digital instrument cluster, it looks pretty colorful, and you know, a lot of things are included in the cluster. So other than that, the door pad gets a fabric finish as well, same as like the seats, and it looks pretty neat if you ask me, because the interiors are all black. It's pretty easy to maintain altogether.
Nissan is back. I should seriously mention that way itself, because I'm having serious fun driving the 1-liter turbo manual of the Magnite. So Nissan claims a 0 to 100 km/h of 11.2 seconds. That is the segment best, and 100 to 0 braking distance also just 42 meters. That is again a segment best. Other than that, the 1-liter engine comes with 100 PS of maximum power and 160 Newton meters of torque. What I would like to mention is that the engine feels very smooth, linear power delivery, and even when driving at triple digit speeds, you get enough amount of confidence. You don't feel like, you know, the engine is straining a lot. You don't feel like the car is losing traction. You don't feel an amount of body roll at all. The car is very much planted to the road. It's like driving the next level SUV. There is nothing to worry about the Magnite when you are driving the car. Seriously, off the road, take it off the road, nothing to worry. Wow, the car feels very much composed. That is the primary thing I would like to mention here, because you know, when I was driving the Tata Nexon, I felt a secured feeling. The same sort of secured feeling I am feeling when I am sitting inside the Nissan Magnite. The engine is pretty smooth. The engine is pretty smooth. The cabin is well spacious, and the power delivery is super linear, and I'm seriously loving the way the Magnite performs. Seriously, on the road it was very smooth. Even when you are driving in an enthusiastic way, you don't feel like, you know, the engine is pushing harder. You feel like the engine is going very smooth even when you are driving at 6500 RPM. So it's coming with a 5-speed manual gearbox and a CVT. The CVT we will be driving it next. And seriously, I wanted to try the 1-liter naturally aspirated engine as well, because that is what, you know, the more people will be choosing because of the affordability. And of course, we are now driving the top end turbo variants, and seriously, I don't have any complaints about this car actually. As of now, driving it, I feel very much confident. I feel very much smooth, linear power delivery, and the steering feedback is pretty wild. No sort of vibrations even when you are driving off the road at higher speeds. Steering feedback is one of the best in my opinion. See, I'm driving it off the road and no sort of vibrations. The steering is like super smooth. That is Nissan's quality, and I'm seriously liking the way the car performs. Seriously, this is a very quick drive. We will be driving the CVT next, and we will be doing a detailed road test. But as of now, the first impressions are very much positive. If Nissan could deliver 17 or 18 km per liter fuel efficiency in a turbo manual, then it will be seriously kick-ass. But as per Nissan's brochure, it says 20 km per liter. That is the segment best for a turbo petrol engine. That is pretty awesome. But let us hope that on real driving conditions also we get a very good fuel efficiency. Let's wait for a real long-term road test so that we will get to know more about the car. So next, it's the CVT drive. So driving the CVT after the manual, and in one word, let me just tell you that I seriously like the manual much better, right? You know, because CVT, however, if you say it's an automatic, and it doesn't give you that, you know, thrill of shifting gears. So coming to a CVT, there is a sport mode also available. It comes with the same engine, same power, but there is a little bit of difference in the torque. it's actually lesser torque available, 152 Newton meters of torque, and overall everything else remains the same. But you know, the CVT, we cannot feel any sort of gear shifts, or we cannot feel anything at all. The you know, shifts are very smooth. You don't feel any sort of jerk like you feel in an AMT or anything. But the manual was even more thrilling to drive, is what I would like to mention here. So other than that, it's a proper robust SUV which feels very much planted to the road. And what else, it will come with Nissan's level of quality and durability. Of course, I don't like a couple of things. The clarity of the 360-degree camera is very poor. The door locks are like, you know, the ones we have noticed before 20 years, something we have seen in the Maruti 800 itself. And there is no shark fin antenna. There is only some sort of you know, the old school sort of cables. So other than that, I think that the Magnite will definitely shine in the compact SUV segment. It will not be so much tech loaded, or it will not be you know, as stylish as a Sonet or the, you know, the Venue also, but it has a very good road presence. The design is a bit striking, I should mention, and it gives a very good driving feel. The performance is pretty nice, and it's very smooth to drive. You have enormous amount of space. And what not to like, I already told you what I don't like about the Magnite. And if Nissan Magnite could deliver the fuel efficiency figures and the performance figures as mentioned in the spec sheet, then seriously the Magnite is going to shine. So after the CVT drive, I'm even more impressed, because the Nissan Magnite feels very much composed, and I seriously wanted to drive the 1 liter naturally aspirated engine as well, because that is what this is going to be you know, sold in bigger numbers, I believe, because Nissan Magnite is said to be the most affordable compact SUV in our country. That means that if my guess is right, the average pricing will be between 5.5 to 9.6 lakhs. That means, as I told you, this will be the most affordable compact SUV in our country. And in the first impressions after my quick drive with the Magnite, I am seriously liking the way how it performs. There is enough space, the car feels very much solid, and it is very much fun to drive as well, because at triple digit speeds also, the driver, as a driver, I felt, you know, very much confident, and the car feels very much planted to the road as well. So overall, Nissan as a brand, we know that Nissan's vehicle is very much reliable and durable on a long term also. So in that manner, with the segment best in class features, and as Nissan promises, it will be coming with the lowest cost of ownership as well. In that manner, this is going to shake the compact SUV segment, if you ask me, with the most affordable pricing. So overall, in the first drive, I'm seriously loving the way the Nissan Magnite feels, and I'm seriously wanting to drive the car on a long term, so that I'll get to know more about the car. And also the mileage. For the 1 liter turbo, Nissan promises the best in class mileage of 20 km per liter as well. So fingers crossed. So that's it about our first drive impressions with the Magnite. Hope you guys liked the video. Please subscribe to our channel and also hit the bell icon so that you will get all the notifications. And please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.